So I'm working on this fun glass jar, and it's just like a jelly jar. It's not anything special. But I'm using my translucent embossing paste with my Dreamweaver FX, the metallic ones. And I'm using the sequin waste. I think it's called Punchella. So I've got my palette knife and my paintbrush, which will come in handy later. And I'm going to show you how I use the translucent embossing paste on a glass jar. Since I've already done some of the glass jar already, I'm going to line up the Punchella to the stars that are already there. And to make sure it stays in place, I'm going to use my removable tape. Okay, everything is in place. So I'm just going to put my tape on. Make sure it's in place and that it's going to stay exactly where I put it. And I'm going to put a piece on the other side as well. Okay, now I'm going to get out my translucent embossing paste. I'm going to scoop out just a little bit because I don't want to put too much on, because if you put too much on, then you're going to have the paste leak underneath the Punchella, and you don't want that to happen. You want as clear an image as possible. I've got my paper towel. I'm going to take the jar and I'm just going to carefully peel one end up. And it's just like using the metal stencils. You want to peel it straight up. And you can see it turned out amazing, except for that one little area. So it looks great. So I'm just going to take my paper towel, wipe off the areas that I don't want the embossing paste to be on. Now it's all cleaned up just like I want it. So I've got my coffee filter out, and along with my metallic FX, and I want to combine two different colors. So on this side I use number 16, which is Pink Blaze. And I used Navajo Sky, which is number 17. So on this side I want to try using number 13 because I really like the blue color of this one. So I'm just going to dump the Okay, so the embossing paste is dried. So get out your paintbrush and you're just going to wipe all the loose powder off. And I don't know if you can see that little cloud of sparkly dust, but it is wiping clean with no problem. And now it's nice and finished. So now I just want to add one last detail. And that is a bow. Now I'm a bit of a cheater, so I'm going to show you how I cheat. This is some beautiful ribbon from Mate Arts. And I've gone ahead and I've already trimmed it, so I know this is going to fit around my jar with a little bit of room to spare. And I've already tied my bow. I do use one of these fancy little bow makers. It's actually pretty simple. This one is from Easy Bows. I'll put the contact information on my YouTube. But I've just tied this bow using the Easy Bow. And I've cut my trim. So now I'm going to get my glue dots, and I'm going to use the ultra thin because I don't want the glue dots to, I don't want you to be able to see that there's a dot underneath the ribbon. So I'm going to apply that directly onto the glass. And it helps if you apply the glue dot on the flat part of the glass instead of over top of the writing. Though it will stick on top of the writing. I'll do it just to show you. There's two of them right there. But there's glue dots all around. Now the important part when cheating on your ribbons is to make sure that you have a twist in your ribbon so that you can put your bow on top of it and it looks like your bow and your ribbon are all one piece. So you put your twist in, and then you want to line it up on your jar to where you want your bow to be. So I think I want my bow to be on the blue side since the ribbon has the red on it. So I'm going to put it just like this. And I'm going to wrap it around. I want it to look kind of scrunched on there. So I'm scrunching it as I go, making sure that I don't lose that little twist. Now I'm going to stick some glue dots on the end of this part. Continue to wrap it around so that your ends meet. There we go. And now I'm going to take another glue dot and I'm going to put it right on the back of my bow. Get two of them on there. So now I've got the glue dot on the back of the bow, and I'm just going to center it right on the front. And there's the jar.